So in walked another congregant of mine when I was a rabbi. Guess where? A place called Marin County, California. No, the older Rebbe here. You were in Marin, near Berkeley, right? Berkeley is in the east, and this is north. So Yitzchak Gordon, at the time he was known as Peter Gordon, came with his wife and became part of our Chabad house. Baruch Hashem, he's been here for years, married off, I think you have 2 children.
We have 4 children, 3 are married so far.
Baruch Hashem. Great. The Rebbe's arbet, the Rebbe's work, it continues. Big time. And when you sit next to a Yitzchak Gordon on one side and a Michal Moritz on the other side, and a Rafal Eisenberg, and you see the Rebbe's work. So it's Yom Kippur in a few days. For a few moments, I want to tell you a little bit about Marin County and the connection to Yom Kippur. So Marin County was depicted in a 1970s documentary in the following way. Are you ready? It was the hot tub capital of the United States while you're smoking dope, weed. So I recall someone living in one of those cities who says to me, a former New Yorker, arguing about Torah and this, and he knows better than the rabbi. What is he doing? He is raising pigs in his backyard with a hot tub and a cuckoo. Marin County was really counterculture, but in a sophisticated way, Nicole. Berkeley was the radicals. Frisco, San Francisco, we know what it was and is. Marin, as we say in Yiddish, there's a word, I want you, Chevra, the English speakers, to learn this word, Bessere Menschen. How would you say in English, a good way, Bessere Menschen? I mean, the literal translation is better people, but it's not a good translation. Huh? The sophisticated people. Sophisticated people. So, the type of people there were intelligent, had good jobs. I think per capita in those years, it was per capita was like one of the wealthiest places in America per capita, all over, generally the whole county. The secularism was very great. I come to Marin County, July of 1984, the Rebbe sends me there. Shavuos, the Rebbe was giving out Koshel Bracha and bottles to those that were going to Shlichus. I was just married. I got married 4 months before in Melbourne, Australia. My wife's in Melbourne. And 2.5 weeks later, I wanted to be at the Purim Farbrengen. I schlepped her away. In hindsight, there was a treasure trove of chassidim that I could have spent days, weeks, and months. But you're young. Everything has to be now. You got to get back to New York. The Rebbe's Farbrengen in 2 weeks. So I schlep her back to New York. I make the Farbrengen. Shavuos comes. The Rebbe finishes 2, 3 in the morning. I forget. And there's long lines. And we lived a block away on Albany, the corner where there's a bank now, an Apple Bank on top. Shopshi Gordon over Sholem owned the building at the time. And a friend had leased it, and I sublet it from him. And so it was a block away from 770. So I say to my wife, Rebbe finished Farbrengen, I'll come home. I'm talking about, she's a newly married woman by night. It's not the best of neighborhoods, And I'll go back to get Koshel Bracha, and the Rebbe will give a bottle that will take our shlichus to Marin County to give out to the people and make a Farbrengen. Lo and behold, by the time I got back, the Rebbe finished already giving out kosher bracha. It was a very quick kosher bracha, an hour and a half, and I came back 2 hours later. Boy, did I feel. I felt so bad. Going on shlichus another few weeks. So I went to Rabbi Grona the next day, and I said, Rabbi Grona, you got to save me. Please ask the Rebbe, would you mind asking if he'll give me a bottle? I said, I'll ask. I don't know what it'll be. He calls me the next day. The Rebbe sent out from his cup, he poured in from his cup into your bottle. And here's the bottle. So not only did I get a bottle, I got a bottle with the Rebbe's wine in it. Okay. Now, we come to Marin County. There were 19,000 Jews on the Federation list. You know, what is a Chabad rabbi comes out to a little shtetl to a Federation list? I had something to work with. Lucky I had a Federation list, right? You're smiling. You know what I'm talking about. You live there. So I saw an ad. Listen to this. That a friend of mine, he's a little older, Rabbi Chaim of Chicago. I came across a flyer. It had his picture on it, and next to it, and had in large words, I am not Reform. I am not conservative. I am not Orthodox. And then a small, I am Chabad. I am Chabad. I am Chabad. I am Chabad. And then the philosophy, Chabad loves every Jew, Abbas Yisrael, And I said, this is the flyer that I'm going to use to introduce myself to Marin County. The best message. But, and wait. And I went, I printed up 5,000 cards. This is before your time, Yitzchak. You didn't come yet. Nice cards on cardstock, and I was going to do a mailing, because 19,000 people, 5,000 cards, is 19,000 people, 5,000 families, whatever. But you know, a shliach, someone who works for the Rebbe, you send in a duch. So I sent in this card to the Rebbe before I sent it in the mail to the people. A few hours went by, and either Rabbi Groner or Rabbi Klein, one of the Rebbe's secretaries, calls me. He says, the Rebbe has given an answer to your duch. So what I was expecting, wow, Baruch Hashem, Asker Alatzian, he's giving me a bracha for doing this great thing. He faxes into my office the Rebbe's answer. It was like a 10-line answer. It wasn't just an asker, you know? And basically the Rebbe says like this. I don't remember the exact Lashon. The Rebbe says, pretty much, the Rebbe says, I'm translating in English. The message that you're trying to convey is that we're all one Jewish people, and Chabad stands for one Jewish people, right? No differences. So the headline of your flyer contradicts that by saying, I am not this, and I am not this, and I am not that. By default, you're saying there is Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox. So your message contradicts the title. Then the Rebbe says, and if this message is even necessary, dai bedibur, those I remember. It's enough, it's adequate to share this in words, not in writing. And then the Rebbe ended off, I believe, with a very sharp answer, sharp words. Hashem atoiv yichaper. And the good Lord, may He forgive you. Very sharp. I took the 5,000 cards. I remember my little garbage can. Dumped them in, spent the money. It ain't going out. Zehu. That's it. the Rebbe is emes. And emes knows there's one Yiddish people. And everything else is not important. And it, in fact, can be a contradiction to the message. Yom Kippur, Chazal and the Alter Rebbe and the Rabbeim and the Maimorim explain what is Yom Kippur. If you have to ask yourself, what is Yom Kippur about? Al Chet, forgiveness. The Alter Rebbe in Likutei Torah says an insight that puts it 180-degree spin. The Alter Rebbe says Yom Kippur is about Lifnei Hashem Titoaru. You're coming face to face with God, with Hashem, and the purification comes from that experience and that reality. In other words, Yom Kippur is not just about forgiveness and banging al chet. Yom Kippur is about the relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the most pure sense, which is beyond transgression. Can you transgress against yourself? Well, you say, yeah, sure, you can abuse yourself. You do it every day, don't you? See, this says, yeah, that's when it comes to the physical limited experiences that we deal with. You can never damage in its quintessential truth the neshama. Before I got married, I learned in L.A. by Rabbi Shochat in the yeshiva in Orachon Chabad from 81 to 83. I'll never forget, there was one evening, a Wednesday or Thursday, probably Thursday, we were up most of the night. Someone comes running in. So we asked him, where are you coming from? I'm coming from Vegas. What did you do in Vegas? Oh, I got into a car and I drove very fast to get to LA because I was being chased by someone who wanted to kill me. Okay, and he told me why. I don't want to go into it right now. And I saw a synagogue on 3rd and La Brea. At that time, so Rebbe Naftali Astung was the rabbi then. That's where he had a shul. And he happened to go in, and Naftali was there. Naftali sees, he doesn't know from Aleph and Abayz that he's running away if someone's trying to kill him. Naftali says, go to the yeshiva. He sends him to us. The next thing is he was learning with Rabbi Chaim Sitrin in his program.
Chaim Sitrin is also a Bronx boy.
Yeah, he is a Bronx boy. So the neshama is beyond spiritual contamination. You know, like they say, the baptismals, sprinkle this way, sprinkle this way. The chicken is a chicken, it ain't changing. A yid's a yid. All the shtusim, all the nonsense, all the ridiculous things that we experience in life can't change the Lifnei Hashem Titoru Yom Kippur. So Rabbi say, Yom Kippur is around the corner. So I said, as you made tshuva. What's the avodah? What do we have to involve ourselves in? Is getting to our real self, the neshama, the nekudas hayadus, the quintessential aspect of being a yid. And that's what the Rebbe said to me. And why did he, do I know why, but surmising, Hashem ateiv yichaper, may the good Lord, may Hashem forgive you. Chaim Dalfin, you have it all wrong. What are you teaching the people in Marin County? I'm not Reform, I'm not Conservative, I'm not Orthodox, I'm Chabad. That's not Lifnei Hashem Titoru. That's not essence. So everyone here, whether you're this or you're that, the this and that is secondary and ancillary. We're Yidden. B'chsidim, Baruch Hashem, Ashreinu Matev Cholkeinu. And when we go with this nekuda, when we go with this point, you become happy, you become successful, you thrive. Not like Alan Dershowitz wrote, the surviving American Jew or Jewish American. We are the thriving American Jew. We thrive. The Rebbe thrived. The Rebbe didn't just survive. Yiddishkeit was surviving till the Rebbe came along and he changed the whole face of Yiddishkeit, of Judaism. The emes. You know, I spend time and I write about other communities. Many of them, like someone mentioned, Nicole mentioned, Sapper and Lakewood and Mir and Ponovich and Teravadas and any community you want, I wrote about probably. Kulam Kedoshim, Kulam Mahuvim, they're all beloved, they're all holy. Be'emes. And as Rafal says in Borough Park, it's Be'emes. Beautiful, beautiful. You get with Lubavitch, you get with Chabad, but you get with Chabad is this Nakuda that is here to share with the whole world. And it's happening. It's happening more and more. I'm in touch with people in Teaneck, New Jersey, which is, you know, the bastion of modern Orthodoxy, making Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. People are learning to see this. There's a revolution happening before our eyes, be'emes. When Rabbi Roosevelt and I were growing up, there was a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles in these areas. Today, most of it is gone. No one's fighting, and no one is putting obstacles. Do whatever you can for Yiddishkeit. Be'emes. Really, it's a different period. And Baruch Hashem. So the Rebbe should help the whole. And on this special day, Vov Tishrei, the Rebbe Tzilchana's 60th yahrzeit, and your Yom Holedes, I mean, a few days before Yom Kippur, that we take a few moments of serious thought. And one more nekuda. You know, there's a lot of davening on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Big machzor. And by the way, our davening, I don't know what time you guys started in Pittsburgh, our shul starts 9:30 and we finish 2. Rosh Hashanah. And I was told that the women's section was full. I said, because they asked me how many, you know, my wife, my daughter, blah, blah, blah. What's the question? We have a lot of, Litvisher girls are coming to daven in Lubavitch. Why? Because they don't want to daven in their shuls. It's too long. That's what I was told. So Lubavitch has this, you know, late in, early out, you know, but there's still a lot of davening. That's davening, yeah. Now, boy, say, it's better to say a paragraph with kavana than 20 without kavana. There's no rush. Where are you going? Where are you going? To eat a little chon, to a little... Yom Kippur essen doch nicht. Yom Kippur we don't eat. So there's nowhere to go anyway. Take your time, focus, put your talis over your head, those that wear talis. Think about your life. Where am I? Where do I want to be? Where are my children? Where are my grandchildren? You know, it's crunch time. It's Yom Kippur. It's crunch time. This isn't a joke. I mean, if it's a joke, then give it up. And it's not a joke. It's Yom Kippur. Yom HaKodesh. They were Yidden. Yom HaKodesh, they didn't go to sleep. In 770. I remember Chassidim, especially some Bocharim, would sleep on the benches. They would fall asleep on a bench. Yom Kippur. Okay, we go to sleep. We need to sleep. Fine. But nevertheless, you know, so it's Yom Kippur in a few days. It's a big machzor. Take your time. Nowhere to rush. No one can tell you, I need you home at 1 o'clock. The chon's burning. L'chaim, l'chaim. Rabbi says, say l'chaim, because if you don't say l'chaim, then the Fabrengen finishes quicker. And maybe you want that. It's fine. L'chaim, l'chaim. Yitzchak Gordon, say l'chaim. Give Yitzchak a l'chaim, no?
I'll take a water, not.
Okay, give him water. So sein water, but say l'chaim on something. Say l'chaim, Rabbi say. Chaim mitkin, sag l'chaim. Mit Azar Seide darfst du sagen l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim.
Him wants to go. He'll figure it out without me.
Okay, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Watered down material.
So das matzlich sein in Kolonyon, l'chaim.
Right, too.